Why am I so hard on myself? I've had moments where I notice it almost immediately. Something happens, small or not, and before I've even had time to process it, the voice is already there. I should know this. I did that wrong. I can't believe I said that. And then almost right on top of it comes something else, a wave of shame, a tightening, a sense that I've somehow gotten it wrong, not just the moment, but me. And sometimes there's a second realization layered in. I'm being hard on myself again. That's the moment this question comes from. Why am I so hard on myself? When it happens in real time, this doesn't show up usually as a big obvious pattern at first. It shows up in smaller moments, after a conversation, after sending a message, after reacting in a way you didn't intend. You replay what happened. You go over what you said, what you should have said, what you wish you could take back. And instead of settling, something inside you tightens, not just around the moment, but around yourself. It's not just the moment. The experience isn't just about what happened. It's about what you tell yourself about what happened. That's where the intensity comes from. A moment passes, and then the judgment begins. I should have handled that better. What's wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? That second layer can feel heavier than the original moment, not because the moment didn't matter, but because you're carrying both what happened and how you're treating yourself because of it. If this feels familiar, you're not alone in it, and you don't have to stay there without support. Why this pattern shows up. Being hard on yourself often doesn't come from nowhere. It usually develops alongside something else, a desire to do things well, a need to be responsible, an expectation that you should be able to handle things. Over time, it can turn into something more rigid, not just wanting to do well, but expecting yourself to get it right. And when you don't, the response isn't understanding. It's correction, sometimes immediate, sometimes harsh, and often automatic. The moment you notice it. One of the most important shifts doesn't come from stopping the thoughts right away. It comes from noticing them when they're there. That moment where you catch it. I'm doing it again. Not with more criticism, but with awareness. That doesn't make it disappear, but it changes your relationship to it. Instead of being inside it completely, you begin to see it. And that creates a small amount of space. What doesn't help? Trying to argue your way out of it. Trying to prove to yourself that you did it right. Trying to force yourself to feel better quickly. Those responses often come from the same place as the self-judgment. They still carry pressure. They still assume something is wrong that needs to be corrected immediately. What begins to shift it? For me, it hasn't been about eliminating the voice. It's been about softening what comes next, noticing the thought, recognizing the shame, and allowing a different response to exist alongside it. Not, why am I like this, but something closer to, that didn't feel good. Something about that mattered. Or even, of course I'm overreacting. That makes sense. That shift doesn't fix the moment, but it removes the extra layer that makes it harder to move through. If you find yourself here, caught in that loop of noticing and judging, you don't have to hold that alone. There's a place to say it out loud, just as it is. This isn't the whole story. If this pattern feels familiar, there's often more underneath it. Not just the moments themselves, but what happens when feelings are judged instead of allowed. I explore that more deeply here, in the blog Self-Judgment. You're not the only one who does this. Being hard on yourself can feel personal, like something specific to you, but it's a pattern that many people carry. Often while still showing up, still functioning, still doing what needs to be done, and at the same time carrying an internal conversation that no one else hears. There's nothing unusual about that, but there is something important about recognizing it. A place to talk it through. If you're tired of that internal loop of replaying moments and turning them inward, you don't have to sort through it on your own. At Hold, we offer a calm, confidential space where you can talk things through without interruption, judgment, or a need to have it figured out first. If you're not ready for that, you're welcome to explore other blogs here and take your time. There's no need to rush your way through this. If you do want to say it out loud, you can start here. Book a listening appointment.